Hello everyone. Welcome to today's English lesson. In this video, we're exploring family history, practicing reading comprehension, and doing some writing exercises where we'll work on profiles of family members. We'll also learn about apostrophe usage and how to connect sentences effectively when talking about people. Let's dive in, and remember to follow along with the image on your screen. Pause the video if you need more time. Writing section. Exercise 3. Answer the questions. Let's start with Exercise 3. This section asks questions about family history based on an imaginary profile. Let's look at each question together. 1. On the map, which is Louisa's ancestors' route? Which is Raju's? This question helps us practice following routes and tracing family origins. Imagine a map showing two paths, one for Louisa's ancestors and one for Raju's. You would need to identify these paths by observing details that connect each person to a specific region. Two. Has Louisa's family lived in Poland for a long time? How do you know? Here, think about clues you might find, like a story or map that shows how long Louisa's family has been in Poland. Perhaps there's a note about generations of family history there. Three. What nationality is Raju? Nationality tells us the country someone identifies with, influenced by family history, birthplace, or cultural background. Look for clues in the profile that might indicate Raju's nationality. Fourth. What surprised Louisa and Raju about their ancestors? This question invites us to think about unexpected discoveries. Maybe Louisa or Raju found out something surprising, like an ancestor's unusual journey or cultural traditions they didn't expect. Five. What can your DNA tell you about your family? DNA can reveal things like heritage from various regions, distant relatives, or even traits passed down. Think about how DNA helps us understand hidden aspects of our family background. Now that we've reviewed these questions, let's move to the reading section, where we'll examine a family profile. Reading section Exercise 4, Samia's profile. Here, we're reading a profile by Samia about her grandmother. Let's read through it together and discuss the use of apostrophes. The oldest person in my family is my grandmother. She's my father's mother. Her name is Sarah. She's 78, and she was born in Egypt. She had 7 brothers and sisters. In the sentence, she's my father's mother, the apostrophe in father's shows possession. It means Sarah is the mother of Samia's father. This apostrophe shows who owns the relationship. When she was 18, she emigrated to Abu Dhabi with her brothers and sisters. This part adds more history, showing that Samia's grandmother moved to a new place, which may have influenced her family's culture. She's lived there for 60 years and she's never been back to Egypt, but she still remembers her house and neighbours. I've got some cousins and other relatives who live in Egypt. I haven't met them, but I'd love to meet them one day. Here, we learn that her grandmother has memories of Egypt, even though she hasn't returned. Samia also mentions family connections in Egypt, adding depth to her family identity. Take note of the apostrophes in words like father's and I've. In I've, the apostrophe stands for I have, a contraction, while in fathers, it shows possession. Writing section. Exercise 5. Writing a family profile. For exercise 5, it's your turn to write. Use Samia's profile as a model and write about the oldest person in your family. Try to include details about where they're from, any significant moves they made, and what they remember about their early life. Here are some tips for structuring your profile. Introduction. Start by introducing the person, like, the oldest person in my family is my grandmother. Background. Describe their birthplace and any interesting facts about their life. Memories and stories. Share memorable stories, like a journey they took or something notable from childhood. Connections. Mention any relatives connected to them, especially those in other countries with unique stories. After writing, double-check your use of apostrophes to make sure they're correct. Remember, apostrophes indicate possession, like grandfather's house, or contractions, like he's for he is. Language tip. Using who to connect sentences. Now, let's go over a useful language tip. In English, we often use who to link sentences when talking about people. For example, I've got some cousins and other relatives. They live in Italy. We can combine these sentences by using who. I've got some cousins and other relatives who live in Italy. Using who connects ideas smoothly, which is helpful in both speaking and writing. Try this when describing family members, adding more details by linking sentences with who. The video will continue the lesson from Workbook. Let's move to the Workbook part of our lesson. Here, we'll be filling in personal details, exploring family history, and solving a crossword puzzle focused on family vocabulary. Follow along with the picture on your screen, and remember to pause the video if you need more time. Workbook exercise 2. Completing your family history form. In this exercise, we're going to complete a form with information about your own family history. Take a moment to look at the form, and we'll go through each part together. 1. First name and family name. Start by writing your own first and family names. Your first name is your given name, while your family name is your surname or last name. 2. Nationality. This is the country you identify with. It could be where you were born or where you live now. 3. Place of birth. Write the city and country where you were born. This helps us understand more about our family's origins and history. 4. Date of birth. Write your birth date in the format you're used to. Remember, this information is often the first step in a family tree or genealogy research. 5. Father's and mother's names. Here, write the names of your parents. If you know any other details about their names, like middle names, you can include them too. 6. Parents' nationality. This may be the same as yours, or it might be different if your parents were born in or identify with another country. 7. Parents' place of birth. Write down where each of your parents was born. This can give you insight into your family's roots and history. 8. Details about family history. Here, you can add any details you know about your family's ancestry. For example, if you know where your father's or mother's ancestors came from, write that down. This part helps you connect with your family background on a deeper level. Once you're done, review your answers to make sure everything is correct. Completing forms like this can give us a clearer picture of who we are and where we come from. Now, let's move on to a fun and interactive activity, a crossword puzzle. Workbook exercise 3. Family and family history, crossword puzzle. Now, let's solve this crossword puzzle together. This puzzle is all about family vocabulary, and it's a great way to reinforce the terms we've learned. Take a look at the clues, and let's go through each one step by step. Across clues. 1. Clue 1. Your first names plus your family name is your name. 4 letters. This answer is full, as in full name, which includes both first and family names. Second clue 4. Exactly the same. Twins, for example. 9 letters. The answer here is identical. Identical twins are twins who look exactly the same. Third clue 5. Your parents' parents. 12 letters. The answer is grandparents. This term is used to describe both your grandmothers and grandfathers. Fourth clue 11. Very unusual in a way that you admire. 10 letters. The word here is extraordinary. This term is used to describe someone or something very special or impressive. Down clues. 2. Clue 2. Your aunt's husband. 5 letters. This answer is uncle. Your aunt's husband is your uncle. Third clue 3. Go to live in another country. 8 letters. The answer is emigrate, which means to move to another country to live there. Fourth clue. 6. The opposite of never. 6 letters. The answer is always. If something happens all the time, it happens always. Fifth clue. 7. Deoxyribonucleic acid contains genetic information and instructions. 3 letters. The answer is DNA, the molecule that carries genetic instructions for all living things. Sixth clue 8. People in your family a long time ago. 9 letters. This answer is ancestors. Ancestors are family members from past generations. Seventh clue 9. Brothers and sisters with the same date of birth. 5 letters. The answer is twins. Twins are siblings who are born on the same day. 8. Clue 10. Very surprised. 6 letters. The answer here is amazed. When you're amazed, you feel very surprised or in awe. Ninth clue 12. A family member, such as your cousin or your aunt. 8 letters. The answer is relative. This word covers any family members, like cousins, aunts, and uncles. Once you've filled in all the answers, go over them to make sure everything matches the clues. Crossword puzzles like this one are excellent practice for improving your vocabulary and understanding family-related terms. Review and wrap up. Great job on today's lesson. To recap, we first completed a family history form, practicing how to fill in personal and family information. This activity helps you organize details about your background, which can be useful for writing, conversations, or simply learning more about your heritage. Then, we solved a crossword puzzle focused on family and family history vocabulary. This gave us a chance to review key terms in a fun and engaging way. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future lessons. Thanks!